Hello, Dark Sniper here. I thought we would try something a little bit more complex, like complex brushes. So, to begin, let's open up a texture pack. Oh, I've already got slums open, so we're not opening slums. We're going to open city. And I'd like to select the sidewalk texture. So to build a complex brush, I thought we might try to build something like a lamp post, a light post, whatever you would call it. So we'll start out with, we're going to make a cube. We're going to make it 144 by 96 by 96. Build. This will be the base. Let's right click on it, get it back on the grid there. I'm going to leave it off the ground for right now. So here we have the base, but that's kind of boring. So let's go into one of our 2D views, and I'm going to come up here to the vertex editor. My builder brush is selected. I'm going to hold down the Alt and the Control key on the right side of my keyboard, and then I'm going to take my mouse and pressing the left mouse button, I'm going to drag and select. See how that works? So I really didn't want both of those. I just want to select one. Now I'm going to hold down the Control key on the left side of my keyboard, depress the left mouse button, and drag. Let's do it again with this side. So that's a nice shape, but now we have to do it on the other direction as well. Alt, Control, right side of the keyboard, drag. Control, left side of the keyboard. There we go. So that's a more interesting shape. And we'll add that. And there's our base. Now let's go back to the texture. Let's select something like that. This would be for the pole, the light pole, the lamp pole. I say we make that 384. Let's do 32. This might be exaggerated, but you can choose whatever size you want. And this is just an example for complex brushes. You can make any brush you want, any type of object. All my tutorials are meant to be just examples, but you take it and apply it to your own needs. So there we have the pole. Add it. Now I don't want to have to worry about trying to make another thing for the lamp itself, because I want a shape similar to the base here. So I'm just going to, first I clicked, you noticed I clicked like that. What I did was I deselected any brush that was selected. Now I'm going to hold down my shift key and left click, and it selects that brush. I'm going to right click on the brush and duplicate. Let's find it in our 2D view. I'm going to hold down the Control key, left control, and right click, and hold and drag, and rotate it. I'm moving it up to position. And there we go. But it's a little large. So we're going to go back to our vertex editor. We're going to hold down the right side of the shift key, or the whatever that longest bar is called. I can't think of it at the moment. Alt and Control on the right side, and then Control on the left side, and drag until we get a shape that we like. Yeah, I think that'll work. Now I want to drag this up a couple, 32 there. You'll notice we see it, but if we deselect it, it's gone. So we have to build since we duplicated a brush. So there we go. Now I'm going to select one surface, right click, select surfaces, matching brush. So it selects all the surfaces on that brush, and that's part of the new update, 469D, I think it is. Apply black, and so there's the black of our pole. Now, why did I leave this space here? Well, let's shift, left click, right click on the brush, and say polygons to brush. So now the builder brush conforms to that shape. I'm going to drag this down, go back to our vertex editor, Alt Control, left click, drag, bring it down, Alt Control, left click, drag, Alt Control, left click, drag. Be careful with this. It can get you in trouble. A lot of times you have to start over if you mess up. Somebody told me I was Bob Ross in the UT editor, but there's no happy little accidents in the UT editor. So we add that. All right, now let's left click, shift left click, and let's do that again. Polygons to brush. Go to a side view. Control right click, drag, rotate it. Back to our vertex editor. Alt Control left click, drag. That looks good. Add it. All right, let's go back to our texture. We're almost done. Let's grab this light. We're going to select these surfaces right here. Apply it. Surface properties, I right clicked on that surface, pull up the surface properties box, and here's another addition for the update. I'm going to hit Aldo. Look at that. It's pretty neat. I might leave it like that. But I do want to come up here to the pan tool and maybe just drag it up. So it's like that. Come over to the flags, hit unlit. And I notice this. See that? If we rebuild, there. All right. Now, if we build all, we don't have any lights in the scene, so it'll be dark. But if we look at it in the dynamic light, we can see the unlit texture is shining like a lamp. So what's the complex part? Well, here it is. If we come back to our cube builder, and let's say 512 by 128, 128 build. It needs to be a little bit bigger. I don't want to do the math. Let's just do what we've learned here today. Make sure it's completely surrounded. Because if we want to duplicate this, which surely we would, it's a lamppost, we don't want to have to duplicate every single one. So we're going to completely surround it. Come over here to Intersect. And now we have made a complex brush. And since this is a decorative column, if we're careful and we bring it down, making sure that we're on the grid and we're not sinking into any other brushes, we should be able to add this as a special brush. semi-solid pillar because it's a decorative object. Hit OK. And there we go. Now, let's just delete some of these real quick. I know this video is going a little bit longer, but rebuild. All right. If I built all. So now if I come over here to my zone view, you can see it's pretty clean, isn't it? Now watch this. Let's bring this guy over here and add him as a regular additive brush. See that change? That's your BSP cuts. That's what begins to happen when you add brushes into your subtracted environment. Now, it's okay as long as you can maintain some semblance of control and symmetry and you're on the grid. These cuts should be all right, but the moment you begin to add anything that cuts diagonally, then you begin to introduce possible problems. But notice here, this guy, the semi-solid brush does not cut. And that's why they're good to use. You just have to, again, follow some rules with them. We get a little thing like that, we'll build it, and it goes away. Just follow the rules. Don't sink them into any other brushes. Don't try to stay on the grid. Don't try to subtract them into them, and you should be all right. So I think that'll do it. If you have any questions, watch it again, pause it whenever you want, or reach out to me via the comments, and I appreciate you watching. Have a great day.